What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Emerald to Diamond call for the collective call for the collective team. We got to figure out what we're going to call Fit Fam. Alicia, we're just calling Fit Fam.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, with the Fit Fam. All right, so that is the collective teams together. So just to kind of give you guys a heads up, Deanna and Alicia and I spoke last night about trying to figure out what are we going to talk to you guys about and how can we best really serve you guys and help you guys achieve Diamond. And kind of what we came up with was basically explaining exactly what we did verbatim, because what Deanna and I did versus what Alicia did are going to be similar in some ways, but a little bit different in other ways, right? And really simplifying it, because I think 9 out of 10 times, just like we were just saying to the Coach to Emerald group, we as coaches, and we all do this, will way overcomplicate things, way overthink what it's all about, and put so many roadblocks in front of ourselves that really there's no reason for them to be there. It really is. It's not to say that it's super simple to become Diamond and there's not work involved. It's just to say that we overthink the process and we put these walls in front of ourselves that we just don't need to. And so I think if we can express and explain how Alicia's done it multiple times. Deanna and I have done it multiple times in multiple different accounts. So we have a pretty solid understanding of what you need to do, and then give you guys a minute to kind of break down and say, okay, ask any questions, throw anything at us that you might want some insight on. I think that would be a really solid way to kind of move forward. Does that sound good to everybody, or give me a thumbs up if that sounds good to you? No, everybody's video goes out at once. Okay, there, I see it.
Sounds good. Thumbs up for you.
Right? Yeah. All of a sudden I saw the cameras go black. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. So Alicia, do you want to, well, first of all, let's back up real quick if I can. Does anybody want to share one thing, what the vital behaviors are and why they're important, real quick? Does anybody want to share? Does anybody have the guts to go on and share what the vital behaviors are and why they're so important?
The vital behaviors, Shakeology, personal development, workout.
You're getting there.
And
two more.
5. I thought there was 4.
Well, Shakeology and working out are kind of one product of the product.
Sharing our journey. And help me out.
And what do you do when you're talking to people? Like, what is that called when you're talking to somebody about a program?
Share my story.
Well, that's kind of online. You invite them, right? So
yeah.
It's being a product of the product, right? And then ultimately sharing online, invite, and technically recognition. But nonetheless, does anybody want to share why what we share online and sharing online is so important? Okay, I'll just start it. It's so important because it gives people the opportunity to get to know, love, and trust us. That is why we share what we share. That is why we're products of the product, so that people have trust in what we're talking to them about, right? And that is why it's so vital that we continually share online, because then when we do the other vital behaviors, invite, meaning the major one, right? When we do that, people know that they can trust what we're saying and and why we talk to them and how we're inviting them and all those things. So just kind of keeping that in mind, I wanted to just jump out there and throw that out there to make sure that that's on the table, because that's going to be such a massive part about everybody achieving anything in this business, is following the vital behaviors, sticking to them, and understanding why they're vital, why it's important that we are on our own journey, why it's important that we're sharing our journey authentically, why it's important that we're reaching out to people and inviting them and not waiting for them to come to us or thinking that they're magically going to come to us. While that does happen, it's not the way to grow. And why it's important that we offer the opportunity to people and not allow it to fall away from people that are too scared, quite frankly, to reach out or don't know that they can reach out, right? Alicia, are you cool with sharing how you became Diamond like 12 times?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So first off, like Justin said, I think we can get so in our heads about Diamond and so overcomplicate Diamond that it becomes this massive mountain that we feel like we're just trying to climb, when in reality, Diamond is just a stepping stone to so much more that you're going to do with this business. So like, yes, we want you to get to diamond, but I even want you guys to be thinking beyond diamond right now. Like, I want you guys to be thinking 2-star, because that's when you really start seeing amazing growth and amazing change in your business. And I think when we get so fixated on diamond that it becomes, like I said, this huge thing, right, that we're trying to do, and we overcomplicate it and we get in our heads and we get stressed out about why are we not at diamond yet? When really diamond is just a stepping stone. So if you're like climbing this mountain, I remember somebody telling me that you ultimately want to shoot for 5-star in this business. You want 5 people who are working just as hard as you do. And that's really like the top of the mountain when you get to 5-star. And so that's where I want you guys thinking, not just fixating on diamond, because you are all in here because you want to create an amazing business with and earn significant income and make an amazing impact on people in your life. And that's going to happen beyond diamond. So I think when we take the focus off on that being the ultimate goal, it becomes a lot easier to hit. And it may seem weird, but I think we can become so focused on it and so fixated on it and so just wrapped up in it that we almost prevent ourselves from getting there because we've made it this huge thing. Where if we just think about it as a stepping stone to our further goals, it becomes much more attainable. It's like if we want to lose 50 pounds, but we just can't get those first 5 off because that's all we're thinking about, right? But when we think about, oh, I want to lose 50 pounds, oh, well, the first 5, no problem. So first off, it really has to do with your mindset and thinking beyond diamond, because diamond is so simple, right? It's 8 coaches, 2 of them being emerald. Now, I wasn't the type of coach who got to diamond in 30 days. I think it took me maybe 6 months. And what it really came down to, honestly, was a trip. We were motivated by a trip. Like Jessie was hosting her very first ever leadership retreat, and you had to be diamond to get on it. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, I want to be on that trip. I am getting to diamond. And so when I had that why that was pulling me forward, I was so much more motivated. So you have to really understand in you, why do you want to be diamond? Not because we tell you you should be, but what does it mean to you? Right? Is it more income? Is it a sense of accomplishment, becoming a leader, growing a team, getting you closer to your ultimate why with this business? Why is it important to you? Because when I had that deadline and I had that reason to push, that's when it really happened for me. Now, as far as the how-to, I had my husband, I popped him emerald. So he was 1, and I just put 2 coaches under him. And I had Justin and Deanna on the other side, and they were emerald. I had 1 builder. That was it. Just Justin and Deanna. They were the only ones on my team who were actually building the business. The rest were discount coaches. And so I made sure I hit Success Club every single month. I signed up discount, pretty much everybody as a discount coach to build that. And I just kept going. I never took my foot off the gas. Because guys, we all know coaches sign up and they go inactive sometimes, and sometimes they cancel. And so you really can't ever count on people. Like, you can't ever get yourself in the point where you're playing defense, where you feel like you're always trying to plug holes, because that is just the worst, right? We don't want you sweating every single week if somebody goes inactive. So by hitting Success Club every single month, ideally Success Club 10, you're always plugging new coaches in under you. And then if you have your spouse signed up, you pop them emerald, and you just need 1 builder. Like, this can happen so fast for you guys when you are consistent and when you're focused on those vital behaviors every single day. Like, I was talking to Kate, I think last week, and she was, saying she was struggling with doing the amount of actions that we posted in the Diamond group. Guys, in the beginning, I did not invite to that level. I'll be straight up honest with you guys. I was still working a full-time job. I kind of sucked at inviting, but I posted every single day. I was really consistent on my social media, and I was really consistent with at least reaching out to a couple people every single day. So while I wasn't doing massive action, I was consistent in those vital behaviors every single day. And so I was still able to hit Success Club every single month. So I don't want you guys sitting here thinking that, oh my gosh, I can't invite 20 people every day. I'm never going to be able to hit my goals. You are going to have much better results by being consistent and doing a little bit every day than, say, trying to invite 50 people one day and then feeling like a failure because you can't. So really getting to Diamond is thinking beyond Diamond, taking the pressure off of it and knowing that you are going to go so much further and so much beyond Diamond, being consistent in those vital behaviors every single day, no matter if it's inviting one person or inviting 10. Sharing your journey authentically on social media and reaching out to the people who are engaging on your posts every single day. Consistency and the compound effect really is what this business is about. And then you really only need one person to be a builder. One person. And we have the best sneak peek coming up this week, you guys. We are going to freaking Mexico. I don't know, Justin and Deanna can talk about the one they did last year, but it was amazing for showing people the possibility of this business, showing people the community, what really is at the heart of this. It's not about pushing shakes on people, right? What really is this company about? It's about helping people and changing lives. And by going and showing people behind the scenes these events, they're going to see that. They're going to pick up on the true heart, the true emotion, the true purpose of this company and us as a community. That's what you want to get people to see. That's what people are going to buy into, is the emotion. And so right now, I don't know if you follow my posts, every single post I'm doing this week has an invite to join that sneak peek in it. I am reaching out to every single person that I have ever talked to about coaching and inviting them to the sneak peek. I emailed my entire list of leads from Beachbody, inviting them to this sneak peek. It was like 900. Obviously, it's going to be less depending on how much you've been in here, but that doesn't matter. I'm not going to go get my freaking nails done today because I'm just going to keep inviting people to this sneak peek because I want as many people on this event as possible. Because imagine if you just signed up one person or two people and they became Emerald this week. How many more would you need to hit Diamond? Probably only a couple. Because I can tell you, for me, the most exciting thing about this business is bringing in other builders. Like, I love helping people with their health and fitness. That's great, and I get so excited. But when I can bring in a new team member, that just lights me up. That just inspires me and drives me and fuels my belief for this business even more. And that's what I truly want for you guys. I want you to bring in some team members who are going to just ignite your belief in yourself and this business and fuel you towards all the amazing things that I know you can do. So hopefully that was helpful. Justin, if you have anything else you want to add, pop in.
No, that was awesome. That's very helpful. And I agree with you guys. And I know some people, we talk to a lot of coaches that are like, I just want to help people. And that's all I'm focused on is I just want to help people. And I think one of the things that you were hitting on, Alicia, was why it's so important that you want to bring in builders and why that is why it really excites you. And I think it's easy to overlook the fact that part of the reason that's so exciting is because if you look at the mission of Beachbody, the true mission is actually to help people live better, more fulfilling lives, right? And that it, Alicia, it's phrased like that, better, more healthy and better. Oh my God.
Healthy and fulfilling lives.
Fulfilling lives. You would think I would know this by now, right? Just goes to show you, literally anybody can do this. But the point is, the more fulfilling part, right? The more fulfilling part comes from being able to spend more time with your family, or be able to travel more, or be able to have less financial stress, or be able to, do whatever it is that you need and or want to do. Maybe give back to your community more, or you give to your church more, or give to family, or whatever it is, right? And so we know that opportunity is there, but the only way we'll ever see that opportunity for anybody else is if they decide to do what we do. So it adds an extra level. I know that any coach is going to get healthy. If you're a coach, your number one goal is you have to work on yourself. You're going to be healthy. That's just a given. So now it's like, how can I change your life? And on top of that, how can we then really expand our reach? Because at the end of the day, we all individually can only talk to so many people. So if our real true goal and mission in this business is to change as many lives as possible, if that's what we're saying, right, and that's really what it should be, then the only way that we can impact more lives than the people that we actually talk to specifically on our own level is through being able to help other people reach out to more people. Now we're expanding our reach. That's how Beachbody functions. That's how Carl functions. That's how we function. That's how all of us need to function, right, is to really make that larger impact. So that's why I think it's so exciting when she talks about why it's so exciting to bring in builders. That's why it's so exciting. Not only does it help everybody, right, us achieve our dreams, but it also helps so many more people out there achieve so many more dreams and goals and live more fulfilling. Or fulfilled. Sorry, not fulfilling. Are you making fun of me because I messed up a word? Really? Like, kettle black or column black. I actually wearing a black shirt. It's not fair. Either way, so the big question too is, again, how do we achieve it, right? And like Alicia was talking about, we way overthink it. We make it way harder than it needs to be. It is just reproducing Emerald over and over and over again, and then helping one of your friends or somebody else produce Emerald. Like, that's legitimately what it is. How many people, raise your hand right now, how many of you have two friends that I want you to ignore whether or not you think they would ever want to coach. How many of you know two people that you think you would love to have coaching with you on your team? How many of you know two people that you would dig to travel with, for instance? Just about everybody, right? You're like, I know a couple people that, they probably never want to coach, and maybe they never want to do, but I think it'd be rad to go travel with them. They're good people, right? And have you, and be honest, and you may have, that's fine, have you asked them or shared with them what you're doing, not from just a challenge group, but from coaching perspective? Awesome. Tanya, you have? Okay, awesome. So most everybody has, right?
I call them my partners.
What's up?
I tell her I want her to be my work partner.
That's awesome. Yeah, and it's exactly what it is. Lock arms. You and I are going to lock arms, and we're going to make an impact, right? Together. And that's what, as a team, that's what we all do. That's one of the, like, my favorite parts about Beachbody in general. It is such a team, right? And that's the biggest thing is, like, that's all Deanna and I did. Signed Deanna up, then we signed me up as her first coach. Now it's just a matter of going on a mission to try to change lives. Okay, now first, let's just find a way to help people. Let's start sharing online. Let's start showing what we're doing. Let's start reaching out to people. Let's start talking to people. All the things that you guys are already doing, that you know that those are the actions necessary to grow your business in any way, shape, or form, whether it's diamond, 2-star, 5-star, 10-star, whatever, right? And so we just said, okay, let's go on a mission, start inviting people. And then I literally just reached out to all my friends that I thought, hey, this could work for you. I'm excited about coaching. Why would I not share it with you? I'm not embarrassed about it, right? Like, why would I be embarrassed about what we get to do? So why would I not talk to you about it? And just started sharing with them the excitement. And it's like we were talking about on our last call. Here's where I think people sometimes miss. They're waiting for some, maybe it's in coaching, right? Well, they're waiting for some sort of financial windfall before my coaching story isn't as dramatic. Okay, I can tell you right now, Alicia and Deanna and I do not earn what a couple of other coaches on our larger team earn, right? But if we were waiting for our story to match their story, we would, A, never invite to the coaching opportunity because we would never feel that we had a place to invite. And B, because of that, we would never get to their place, right? The only way that we grow is by sharing our excitement for where we're at and why we're doing what we're doing. And if we share our true excitement for, okay, why are we coaching? Why do we love Beachbody? Why do we love the programs? Why did we decide to pay it forward? What is our purpose? If we're sharing that, hey, I know you're into fitness. Hey, I know you're sick of your job. Hey, I know you're into community. Hey, I know you like to travel. Hey, whatever it is for that person that makes sense for them, if we share our excitement and how this has changed our lives in any way, shape, or form, maybe it has nothing to do with financial. Maybe it's purely, I have finally found a community that I feel like I'm a part of, right? Maybe that's what's exciting. And maybe you've got a friend that's just excited about that community. I finally get to share. You know how many people we talk to that want to help people but just don't? People always ask me what I'm doing in the gym. I just don't know what to tell them. You don't need to tell them anything. You need to tell them, I've got a group going. Let's jump in this group with me, right? Like little stuff like that. Those people, anybody you've got that are friends that you would want to do this with, that you think would be exciting to have on your team, don't keep that in your pocket, right? Don't keep their opportunity in your mouth. Tell them about it. Share it with them, not pressure them. We all know that, but share it with them, and then let them, hey, you know what? Especially right now, just like Alicia talked about, especially right now, hey, maybe it's not for you. That's okay. There's no pressure. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Check this out. Let's find out. We got a sneak peek. Jump in, check it out, figure out, maybe it'll shed some light on some concerns or questions or thoughts that you had. Let us show you what it's all about, right? And then you can decide if it makes sense for you. Either way is cool, right? I shared with our last group, and we always talk about this. We use this analogy, and Alicia may have shared this with you before. I'm not sure because it's not like anything super special. But inviting to anything that we do, whether it's a challenge group or whether it's the coaching opportunity, I personally like to think about it like we're just inviting to go out to dinner with us. We don't need to know everything. We don't need to be the chef, the waiter, the person that creates the food, the person that creates the menu, none of that stuff. Our goal is to share the excitement. Man, this place has really bomb steaks. I love this food. And I know that you like steaks. You'd probably like this food. Roll with me. We can eat together. Like, that's all we're doing. I don't get butthurt if they decide I don't want to go to the restaurant with you right now. I got other stuff to do. Okay, cool. I get it. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But until I ask them if they, hey, we're going to go have dinner. You want to roll? Just a great restaurant. Like, that's it. Like, that's all there is to it. And then they might ask, what is this restaurant? Oh, well, it's a steak and fry joint. They got amazing sauce on the steak. It's incredible. And fries. And, I like fried shoestrings. They're amazing. Hey, you want to roll? Like, that's as deep as we need to get, right? We're just sharing our excitement for the fact that the food is incredible. Coaching is the same way. I'm not worried if you say yes. I'm not worried if you say no. I don't know if you're going to like it or not. I'm here to express my excitement for what we're doing and then allow you to shed light for you to decide if it makes sense for you or not. And then it's in your plate and it's your decision. And that's all there is to it. And that's fine. So I think right now, like all we did, like we were saying is, we popped Me Emerald, which just meant that we were helping people. And then I just talked to enough people that I found one friend that wanted to grow the business. And then I helped them create Emerald the very same way that we did, which was we signed her up, we signed me up, I signed my mom up. And all of a sudden we made sure that everybody got the same discount so they're not paying full price. Now she's an Emerald coach. She's got that, she's an Emerald coach. She's got me on one leg. We created my account Emerald. Now she's got an Emerald coach. Signed up my friend on the other leg. Now this person helped them get to Emerald. They're an Emerald. Then we just helped 8 more people or 6 more people, right? And as we help them, boom. Now they get the same discount that we get. We were saying in our last call the same thing. We always throw out the phrasing, hey, I can set you up one of 2 ways. One, you can pay full price, or 2, you can get the same discount that I get. You just let me know what makes most sense for you, right? And at the end of the day, it is a discount, and it's 100% legit. Like, there's nothing hidden. There's no, shoe that's going to drop. It's just either they're going to get a discount the next time Shakeology ships, or they're not. It's up to them. And like we were saying in our last group, 80-day obsession, guys, absolutely. 80-day obsession, they're going to go through 80 days, 90 days, 3 months of this program. They're going to be using Shakeology more than likely at minimum, most of them. And if you've been using the Alicia, did you share the I'm sure you did, the PDF, the visual of all the packs?
Yeah.
Okay. It's in the team. Guys, if you're not sending that to people, that's been amazing.
Game changer.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that, Alicia. Legitimately, John and I were like, why did we not do this before? I kid you not. I would sign everybody up with the $180 challenge pack. That's what we talk about. More often than not, I don't know why. It just is our default. We talk about that one for 80-day obsession, and then we would sign them up. I stopped talking about it. Deanna stopped talking about it. We just said, hey, there's a few different ways to sign up. Here's a little decal or a little infographic, right? Check it out. Tell me which way you want to get set up. I have not had one person sign up with the 180. Every single one of them was like, well, I'm kind of going between the mega and the game changer and the 220, the 221, the 2 top ones. And I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody is trying the performance line with.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, it's crazy because they see the value there, and we don't have to explain the value in the price. We're not typing out some 400-page document that they've got to read that they're not going to read that is overwhelming. We're just sending them a little visual, and they're saying, okay, I think this one. So here's the thing, though. For those people especially, if they're going to be doing that for 3 months, they're going to save a substantial amount of money each month by being set up for the discount versus paying full price. Of course, if they don't want to pay get the discount, then sign up as a customer. There's nothing wrong with it either way. I just think that it's fair to the customer, to your friend or to whoever you're signing up personally, that we offer them both ways so that they're aware, here are your options. You, again, make the choice. And I think it just is reiterated by what we need to be doing 100% of the time is our job is not to talk anybody into one way or the other on anything or to joining our challenge group or coaching. It's purely to present information and allow them to decide what makes the most sense for them. And if we can do that and keep that mindset, then we take the pressure off of everything. I don't have to worry about you saying yes. I'm just here to present information. That's it. And share my excitement. Then you can decide what makes sense for you, what doesn't make sense for you, or whatever. And then battle those objections if they're totally off base, just to let them know, right? But I mean, it's really, really, really straightforward. Is there anything, Alicia, that I feel like, is there anything that I'm missing? I'm sure there is.
No, I don't think so. Other than I want to reiterate, like how you said, reaching out to people. Like I did this yesterday. I had a lady who's literally told me I am not interested in coaching, but I know she'd be an amazing coach. So I sent her a message being like, look, I know you are not interested in coaching, but we have this amazing sneak peek, blah, 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 blah. Do you want to join? Check it out. And she's like, okay. You know, like sometimes even just throwing it out there, because I know so many people have so many just preconceived notions, objections, whatever, that if they actually get the information, at least they have a chance of making an informed decision instead of just going on their assumptions. And so sometimes even just saying that, taking the pressure off and being like, I know you said you're not interested, but this is going to be super fun. You're going to get a behind the scenes peek to Mexico, blah, 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 blah. And just getting them in there. And then like Justin said, like, we're not here to convince them of anything. We're just here to get it in front of them so they can make an informed decision. So don't be afraid of reaching out to those people who already told you no, right? And just re-inviting them. Don't be worried about re-inviting them. I think we can get so hung up in our heads, especially around the financial side, like, oh, we're making money off of this, and so now I feel skeezy, or now I feel like I'm just trying to get their money. But like I try and think about, like, what if I was going to do a marathon, right? I was going to run a marathon. You bet I would want accountability partners to do it with me. I would need people to check in with every single day to make sure I went on those long runs. I would invite my best friends to go do this marathon with me. And I wouldn't have any qualms about doing that because I didn't have this, you know, whatever my own financial shit around money is holding me back, right? So think about that. Think about these boot camps as if you were training for a marathon and you're just inviting your friends to do it with you and be accountability buddies with you. Does that make sense?
So true. I love that analogy, actually. I've never heard that one before. That's spot on. It really is. Does anybody have any questions about anything? Like anybody struggling with anything, or everybody solid?
I think on my end, like Tanya said, the Diamond Push group really had us doing a lot of invites, and it's almost like a burnout phase. So when I was talking to Tanya, I just told her, you know, even cut it in half and just see what you can do with 5 invites a day or 2 invites a day. But I think that's the major thing. I know between Tanya, Roxanne, Kate, and I that we've just kind of been keeping in touch, you know, with each other and kind of pushing each other every day. And I think that's huge to have that constant contact.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Does anybody ever get frustrated, or I don't want to say necessarily frustrated, but ever feel bad or down when they hear somebody say no or they don't get responses? Like, raise your hand if you ever feel like bad. And there's nothing wrong with it. I love it. And here's the reason I bring it up is part of the reason in that Diamond Code we have there's so many action steps, and there's so many people that you're inviting and you're talking to, and there's part of the reason that that is set up like that. Part of the reason is because we know that, hey, look, at the end of the day, I don't want to say it's 100% a numbers game, but there is numbers involved, right? If we have, you know, if you invite 10 people, 10 people are not going to say yes. Right. So we know that you have to get a certain amount of people to say yes and commit before you can achieve Diamond, and then help them to a place where you achieve Star Diamond, and et cetera, just to grow your business. It's just mathematically, it's kind of how it breaks down. Right. So we go, okay, well, if you want to push and get there sooner, it just means that you talk to more people. You have more conversations going on, because then you're going to have a higher probability of more people saying yes, and that's going to have a higher probability of you achieving diamond faster. So it's all pretty straightforward, but there's an underlying thing that wasn't talked about as much that people might miss. And part of that is the more conversations you have going on, and this is something I learned, Alicia learned it as well, in a group that we were in, a training that we did with a guy named Bob Heilig, who's incredible about social media and growing your team and all that good stuff. But one of the things he talks about heavily is how when you have a ton of conversations going on, you don't worry about the people that are saying no, because you don't have time to stress about that, because you've got all these other conversations going on. And in those conversations, you're bound to have some positive conversations. So it takes the light off of the stuff that's a little bit harder, and it focuses you on the stuff that is exciting, right? Here's the biggest part about that. Do you guys know what posturing is? The posturing is, if I walk into a party, right, and I don't know anybody in the party, and I walk in, and I've got my head held down, and I kind of just look around, and I stand by the corner. My posture is telling people that I am timid, shy, scared. I don't want to be there. I'm not comfortable there. And naturally, people are not drawn to that kind of posturing. People in that kind of posturing get very like, okay, he doesn't want to be talked to. He's closed off. He's standing like this, right? I'm going to leave him alone, right? Like he doesn't want to be around. I don't want to be around him. If you posturing from a confidence standpoint means that when you're talking to somebody, you're looking them in the eye and you're talking to them, hey, how are you? What's going on? Hey, I love that jacket, right? All of a sudden, now people are a little bit more drawn to you because you've got that little bit of confidence. That comes through in messages. That comes through in the way that we respond to messages, like how timely we respond to them or how long we take to respond to them. That comes through in the way that we post online. That confidence comes through in everything. It's part of the reason that the vital behavior is taking care of yourself. Because when you take care of yourself, you're going to naturally have more confidence in your ability to achieve cool things because you went through hard things. Right? All of that stuff is a big deal. So when you have more conversations going on and you're not focused as so much on the tough stuff, and when people are saying no or whatever, and you're focused on the good conversations, naturally you're going to feel more confident. And when you feel more confident, you're going to have more confidence to reach out to that person and invite them to coaching that you were a little bit shy of before, or reach out to that person, invite them to a challenge group, or even in just the way you're talking to the person, especially if you're doing voice talk or voice messages, the way you're talking to that person, that kind of, it's something so subtle, it's subconscious almost, we don't even know we're doing it. I don't even know if we could even control it. It's just a matter of if we have that confidence, we have those conversations going on, then we have more confidence going into the conversation, and therefore we're going to have a better outcome because it's received better than the lack of conversation, that wrong side of posturing. So that's part of the reason we say have a bunch of conversations, right? But with that said, Stacey is dead on, and you guys, Tanya, you got to go.
No, I have a question.
Oh yeah, what's up?
So I'm going from 11-hour workday to 15. So pockets of time are going to be huge for me. If it's suggested to grow our business, to spend 80% of our time growing our business and 20% with convos, where does follow-ups, is that its own category, or does that fall into growing your business?
Alicia,
so like Stacey said, I have had to do to work, cut my convos. We've kind of carried on with the Emerald to Diamond with the 10 convos and the 10 invites and this and that, but I have to cut it down to 5 or even less. So where do follow-ups fall into?
Alicia, do you want to answer that, or do you want me to answer it?
Yeah, no, I would say follow-ups are vital. The majority of people who join me are from following up. The majority, like 9 times out of 10. So what I would do with limited time is focus, say, Monday through Thursday on inviting, on new conversations, on all of those, the new things, and then just keep a running list. And on Friday, reach out to every single person who you haven't heard back from. And if you can just keep that going, you'll be great.
Yep. Okay.
That would be my simple answer.
That was spot on. Like, so dead on. I wouldn't have said that. Legitimately.
That's it. Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah, no, that was spot on. And you guys are right too with the consistency thing. Being able to do one action, whatever it is, consistently versus spiking it. 40 invites one day, 0 for the next 3 days, 40 the fourth day. That consistency is a massive deal. Just stay consistent. It's like doing a workout, right? You do a 2-hour workout one day a week. and then a 3-hour workout one day the next week versus just 45 minutes every single day or 30 minutes every single day, you're going to see an entirely different outcome at the end of the 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days, right? So kind of think in that same respect. Does anybody else have any other questions? Does everybody know when the sneak peek is, when it's starting and what it's all about?
It's tomorrow. Tomorrow, right?
Are we starting it tomorrow? Are we starting it on, what is today?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Today's Wednesday. It's starting tomorrow. I actually had to think about, like, what day? What is today? I was telling her earlier I thought it was Saturday. I'm totally jacked up on my days. So, yes, tomorrow, 3 days. All right, we're going to be sharing each day a bit about what we do, how we do it, why we do it, about the community, about just the kind of fun of Mexico and the trip and the Success Club trip that you guys will all be on very soon. All of that fun stuff. So it is really the perfect opportunity. So it is tomorrow. So that means today is kind of countdown. Although with that said, it doesn't mean that people can't be plugged in the next day or the following day or even a week later and go back and watch the videos. So don't think that if I can't get people in there today, I shouldn't be doing it. Plug people in as long as that group is live and up, meaning that there's information in there, even that's 6-10 days from now, but that goes live tomorrow. So today is a really solid day to kind of get everybody started on the same day, if that makes sense. So everybody kind of goes through all those posts the same, because there's going to be a lot of like comments, right? And it comes up in their news feed and their Facebook or whatever, so they're starting to see a little bit more and it gets kind of hit up a little bit more versus afterward when people aren't commenting on those posts as much, then they don't see it. They don't get reminded of it as much to go back and check in. So just kind of food for thought in there. Anything else that you want to hit on, Alicia, before I cut it out?
No, I was just going to say, I added, there's a few of you guys who weren't in that group, so I just popped you in there so you can find it. It's called Behind the Scenes into Coaching, so you guys should see that. And I just want to say really quick, I know there's a lot of groups, right? We just made a big shift from what we were doing to all these new groups, and it can be so overwhelming. We were like, I don't even know where I'm supposed to focus. I don't even know what I'm going, And so there's sort of that tendency to just say, like, I'm not going to do anything, right? It's just too overwhelming. So what I really encourage you to do is create shortcuts for the groups that are most important. So you know which ones that you want to be plugging into where. So it's our choice to be overwhelmed, and it's our choice to check out, or it's our choice to take ownership of what's going on and to make the most of it. So we have our 2 challenge groups, right? We have the 80-day obsession one, and we have the one for everybody. We have our team page. We have our sneak peek. Those are the 4 groups that should be your focus right now. That's it, right? And it's not that many. So if you just get them in your little shortcuts, make sure that they're your top 4 in your group so they're easy to find, easy to go in and out of. Don't be in there all day long, because that will just be the biggest time suck ever. Literally go in there once a day or twice a day, maybe morning and evening, see what's been posted, give people encouragement, do your post, and get out. Don't let it be a source of overwhelm for you, okay? I just wanted to clear that up because I know I've been getting some messages from people being like, oh my God, there's so many groups and like, I don't even know where to focus. So I hope that helps.
And no, it's spot on. And that's one of the best things about having these big groups, guys. You don't have to feel like you've got to be in there all day or the people that you're plugging in aren't going to be supported. Half the time we can't even get in there before, like somebody asks a question, I'm like, oh my God, there's 30 responses before I can even get to it. Right? Yeah, which is amazing. Like that's the beauty of what we're doing, bringing this together as a collective one team and these massive challenge groups. So you really can sit back and go, okay, I'm going to check in once today. And I'm going to spend 5 minutes. I'm going to time myself. No more than 5 minutes is a long time to go through and actually comment really quickly on people's comments, right? Or on their posts or whatever, especially if you're supporting them or posting your post. That's a lot of time. So do that, bam, bam, bam. The team page, you don't need to comment a ton of stuff in there. That's pretty straightforward for just questions. So there's not a lot of time if you don't just spend the time, which we all do. We've all done it where you just get locked into scrolling it and you see it for 30 minutes later, you're like, I'm still here and I've done nothing, right? It's really easy to do. That's why it's so important that we utilize that, a timer or something. Okay, I'm going to do this, check in. And then anybody else that posts after that, it's going to be okay. There's going to be people in there, trust me, to check those posts and comment on it. Tomorrow, we'll start over and we'll do it again, right? So I love that you brought that up because even I struggle with the groups, guys. I do the same thing. So we're all in this together 100%. I go through all these messages on the phone that get pulled up every 5 minutes. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many messages. Oh, it can be so tough. So you just have to all right, and deal with it. And so it's something that we all deal with. So I appreciate you saying that, Alicia. Anybody else have any questions before I let you guys go? Okay. Hey, you guys, thank you for taking the time and hanging out with us today. I really do appreciate that. And
yes, absolutely.
Alicia, thank you for sharing.
You too, Justin.
And we will see you in Mexico pretty soon.
Whoop, whoop. Get your
Yeah.
link in that group, guys. It's going to be magic.
It is. All right, you guys. Have a fantastic
Thank you.
day, everybody. We'll see you
Guys, have fun.
Thank
Have
you.
fun.
Thank you, Roxanne. Appreciate it.